Welcome to Trey's Chowdown Live Edition. If you love barbecue, beef ribs, brisket, and especially tamales for the holiday season, you want to listen to this clip.
If you expect to grow this thing and you're as good as you think you are, then you better train and develop people better so that you're a better set of eyes looking in. So I'm like, she's 100% right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so honestly, that's really been the craft is dealing with the science of it every single day, because conditions change every single day.
Yeah.
And it's funny because too, on the craft side of it, people think that you have to have a 1,000-gallon tank and you got to manage and struggle. I'm like, man, I'm the baby of 10 in a Mexican Catholic family. That's all I've done is struggle my whole life.
Yeah.
So when we had the opportunity to get into it, we'd been using the J&R oiler out of Mesquite.
Right.
I was very familiar with it, and I thought, man, I want to eliminate that struggle. We've had friends that like jokingly say, "Oh, that's an easy bake oven." I'm like, no, it's not, man. I said it's about consistency, and you don't have to worry about, cranking this side of the pit to stoke it and damper it over here and crack this lid over here. I mean, it eliminates that piece of it, because dealing with folks, that have real world problems. Talk about it now during COVID. I mean, like, think about all the variables that you have. So you try to minimize. Yeah,
consistency is the key.
It really is.
So let's talk about where you grew up in West Texas.
I grew up in San Angelo.
Your dad came here. What did you tell me? 19.
My father came here in 1917.
Okay.
Yep.
And that was San Angelo.
In San Angelo.
Okay.
Yeah, in the West Texas area, and then was fortunate enough to meet my mother in the 20s. So they married at 23. But one of the things we talked about earlier is like, hey, to realize that things were going to get better in Mexico in 1917.
Right.
100 years later, they're not.
They're the same, pretty much the same.
Pretty much the same, but worse, right?
Yeah.
And so you look at it, and I'm like, look, what is that? That's our legacy. And so honestly, we celebrated being Americans. We never, rescinded the fact that we're Mexican roots. And that's Texas, basically, right?
Right.
Yeah. The town of Trophy Club, the assistant town manager at the time, Steven Seidel, calls me. He goes, "Hey, man, I don't know if you remember me, but we met you on your tour years ago with your other company." And I said, "Yeah." He goes, "We heard about that whole situation. It sucks, man." He goes, "But it's good for us." I said, "Oh, yeah?" He goes, "Yeah, man. We'd love to have you look at some facilities over here." I said, "Oh, great, man."
Oh.
So we literally looked at that current piece of land right there on the corner of 114 and Trophy Club Drive.
Yeah.
And, went from there. I'm like, man, this is going to be awesome. So we looked at the piece of land. We ultimately, started the Grapevine location first, and then, moved on to the Trophy Club location.
That's awesome. Oh, boy. Oh, man. Look at that. Where'd you buy these at?
Yeah. Isn't that great?
Man, those are awesome.
Yeah. So as you can tell, they're really.
I love these little plates too.
Thank you, man. Yeah.
Wow, look at this.
So check it out. I think the coolest part for us is that that whole piece that we talked about, culturally in Texas, So we wanted to do something different, but literally, hone in on the roots of what our flavors are growing up. And as you can see, there's some fat tamales right there, man.
This is awesome.
Thank you, man. So that's a chicken hatch.
Chicken hatch?
Chicken hatch. I buy all our masa from Cardona. So that masa's good.
I know Benny, baby.
Yeah, man. They're phenomenal. Mary and Benny are phenomenal people. So check that out.
They run a fine organization over there.
They're great people. Sweet, salt of the earth. Look at that.
Yeah. Look at this brisket. Ron, let me see if I can turn this around here. Look at that. Look at
the
that.
bark on that, baby.
Look at that bark. I have a term I call barkalicious.
Thank you, man. I like that. We're gonna steal that.
Look at the thickness. That is just beautiful brisket. Look at that.
Yeah.
Look at that, man.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So then we did, a smoked brisket tamal. So I thought, growing up, as I was telling you,
right.
the masses ended going peace. I mean, as a kid, I remember standing on a little metal chair at, 5 and 6 years old, grinding the pork by hand,
right.
man.
I got to try this real quick.
Yeah, help dig in, bro. It's really good.
We keep talking.
Yeah. So that's good that, hatch chili being in, through basically October. I'm like, man, we can get it through. Cisco actually has a great product, and people that, get the hatch. I mean, you get it.
That's
you
good.
roast it and then
Boy, it tastes good.
And it's phenomenal. Really, really good. So
So you're roasting the hatches too?
No, actually we started doing that. It got way out of control, man.
Oh,
I mean,
because it's a process.
Oh, not. I mean, we were doing so damn many of them. I'm like, man, we're wasting time doing this.
Yeah.
Surely, Cisco. We were buying a ton at Central Market.
Yeah,
we were buying them out by the caseloads. We would go in. We'd go over to Tom Thumb. We'd buy 2 cases, of hatch when this all started during season. I'm like, that's crazy, man. We're focusing on the wrong thing.
Yeah, you're a market.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
And so, it was great, but I thought, surely Cisco's got this. Well, actually, Cisco has the exact same thing. It's less expensive. It's already done for you. I can get it in, that's what that is, the hatch chili.
Some of those companies now have got some great products. It's not like it used to be 15, 20 years ago.
Exactly.
In the last decade, I'm going to say in the last decade, things have changed so much about getting even fresh products from.
For sure.
Yeah.
Because it's simplification. You know what I mean? And there again, what are you focusing on? You're focusing on your guests that are really paying your bills, man.
Yeah.
You can focus on the customer service level. I'm like, you may think you can beat us at brisket. You may think you can beat us at, tacos and tamales, but you can't beat us on the customer service end.
No, you
know what
can't.
I mean?
No,
we're gonna treat you like you're in our home, and so that's been the beauty of it. This one right here is phenomenal, man. It's a turkey and dressing.
What is it?
Turkey and dressing tamal.
Are you serious?
Dude,
Turkey and dressing tamale.
Turkey and dressing tamale. You got to dip a little bit of that cranberry.
I'm going to.
Little cranberry Carolina sauce.
Don't worry.
Okay.
Man.
Isn't that
How'd
good?
you come up with that one?
I'm telling you, man. We like to eat, dude. So we literally blended it. We got the masa from Benny and Mary over there, and we used our turkey rub on them, man. So we seasoned the masa with our turkey rub. Doesn't it taste exactly like
it does.
Stuffing?
It does.
And then the boys will get whole turkeys from Cisco. We'll stick them in our big steam kettle, and we'll cook it in there with a mirepoix and turkey seasoning and just really heavy stock, and then use that stock reduction and blend the turkey in there.
He brought me forks like I was going to eat with a fork.
Pretty damn
I eat
funny.
with my hands,
Pretty
damn.
funny.
Everywhere I go, eating my hands.
I mean, Mexican.
I'm a big hand eater.
Yeah, Texas and Mexican food, right? That's
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell, I eat pretty much everything out of the hands because I just like it. Just I don't know. It's just my.
I agree with you.
So this is now. Which one is this?
This is the smoked brisket with chile con carne.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Man, that's good.
Thank you, man. Yeah. No, it's been a blessing to be able to do all these different items, and just kind of highlight what the capability of our staff, Jose, Hector, and boys.
So before I forget, I want to say some people who don't know what we're talking about. It's called Cardona Foods over there.
Yeah.
And they have some incredible products. They're a family
over 100
business.
years, right?
Over 100 years. Yeah,
it's phenomenal. And for me, I look at it and I'm like, look, that's exactly what we need to do is couple our brand. Look at that.
Hey, now that's what I had that day, and it was
St. Louis cut ribs.
Oh
yeah,
goodness.
yeah. So that's the center cut of the pork rib, which a lot of people will do the big pork rib. To me, I wanted it to be the best flavor. This is our jalapeno cheddar, which, again, a lot of the guys are out there.
Yeah.
And I admire them for coming up with all these, Frito pie sausage and this and that. And I'm like,
right.
You know what? I know Syracuse and I know the family really well.
Yeah.
They do a hell of a job. Everybody else is doing kind of a regular German sausage. I wanted to do the jalapeno cheddar because I didn't want it to be like everybody else's.
Let me see
Yeah,
that.
dig in.
I love jalapeno sausage.
Yeah, it's phenomenal.
I'll tell you what, everything just looks absolutely phenomenal.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Hang on, good.
Yeah, that's the best part of it is it's good.
Got a little snap to it.
Yeah. Because we talked about that. It's such a sad testament that we have so many. We have probably the worst representation of Texas barbecue. That's got the most units out there to represent us. And it's sad because at one time they probably were good.
Yeah.
It's just you lose control of it. And so many big brands. I mean, you're a studied guy, and you read stories about. Even like Schlitz beer. Remember Schlitz, how great it used to be?
Yeah, it was big. When we were kids, it was huge.
So literally, there's a story about Schlitz, and it talks about the guy that came in, it was a bunch of bean counters, and they decided that the way to make the company successful was to change and speed up the fermentation process. And so by doing that, they
changed the whole flavor profile.
They were the number one. I mean, like Miller was chasing them, Budweiser was chasing them. But Schlitz had it. Go for the gusto, right?
Right.
And so they changed their formulation on it, and started putting this silica in there to be able to give the beer foam and all this stuff. And I'm like, what a epic mistake, right? To think that how can we do this cheaper to make more money? That's not how you do it.
It only takes one mistake like that,
Yeah,
right?
it's bad. So we you know, from a branding standpoint, from the, you know, just the quality of the food standpoint, you know, like, man.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Now, I want to talk about these. Ron, can I see this camera right here? Look how big these ribs are. Look at this. Oh, boy. Look how big these ribs are right here, y'all. These things are huge. Oh, you got them they got ribs in the studio in there.
I like
in the control room.
They're going more.
Oh, my gosh.
It's funny.
All right, that's not fair.
That's too funny.
This is awesome. Okay, so what are these right here?
So these, you know, we do the smoked chicken poblano enchiladas. But we said, okay, we're already doing hatch. We've got hatch in house. Why don't we kick it up a little bit and start making a hatch, green chili,
right,
chicken and brisket.
This is phenomenal.
So I do those on Wednesday. Everybody does Taco Tuesday and Taco Thursday. So we do Tamale Thursday and Tamale Tuesday. And we feature all of those. And then Wednesdays we do the enchiladas. So some of my biggest fans and supporters of that, you know, Daniel Vaughn loved those from Texas Monthly.
Yeah.
Newey Scruggs, Chris Gutierrez, who moved on. He's down in Houston. He's my buddy. And Rick Mitchell, you know, all the gang over there at NBC.
Yeah.
Like, you know, and I think the only reason we haven't gotten the Dallas crowd is because we're so far away from them, you know.
You're not far away. I drive over there just to eat a hamburger. You're not far away. It's just they just got to want to do it.
Right. Well, they got to know us. They got to know about us too. You know what I mean? You get set in your ways and you go to your places, but there's a reason to come out and try something different. Now.
Yeah.
We got a little bit of everything for, you know, we got the Mexican and the Texican. So, yeah.
Well, you've got all kinds. Your menu's big.
It
I
is.
mean, you got a big menu, and the thing about it is that everything I've tried has always been good, consistent, and a lot of flavor.
Thank you, man.
And that's important.
I agree. Yeah, I think, you know, it's simplified. We give people a lot of options. It's funny we're talking about the whole social media piece, right?
But you don't put it out there till it's perfect. Yeah, but
yeah, you know, a guy comes in. I read a review, you know, and he gave us a 1 because we didn't have plates. And I'm like, what the hell's wrong with you, man? You know, it's just funny to me because people come in, they go, y'all ain't got any plates on the menu. And to me, I'm looking at them like, well, you can create whatever plate you want. I said, wouldn't you rather have a choice, right? Go into a place and be able to have a choice of what you want, not what we're trying to sell you.
it's not.
So
That's from back in the day.
No, exactly.
That's from back in the cafeteria.
Exactly.
I call them cafeteria barbecue days.
Yep.
Which there are some.
There are
no
still
names,
some,
but there are some. So like,
For sure.
and we all have to survive
for sure.
And sometimes that's people's favorite place to go.
Exactly.
But in a place like y'all, I'll give you an example. I was up at a new barbecue place in Idabel, Oklahoma last month. It's an incredible barbecue place. The guy's ex-chef. I mean, craft barbecue place. I mean, the food was phenomenal. And I went up and I ordered, and I started ordering by the half pound.
Yeah.
And the guy at the restaurant just stopped me and goes, hey, man, I just got to tell you, thank you so much for ordering like this. He said, we are trying to get people up here to do this.
Right.
And all they want is plates and chopped sandwiches. And he said, thank you so much. And then 3 or 4 people behind me were doing it.
Oh, yeah.
So it was, you know, I think some people that don't know.
It's a Texas thing. You
it's
know,
a Texas thing.
It is a Texas thing because I did the same thing. My niece, David's daughter, married a young man from Kansas City.
Yeah.
So we went up, beautiful wedding, beautiful ceremony, and the whole Texas contingency goes up, and he did fajitas on Thursday night. Then they had a really beautiful, lavish deal on Friday night, and then, you know, in the midst of it, we had some meals on our own.
Right.
So we go and we tried Oklahoma Joe's, which is now Kansas City Joe's, right? It's just different. You know, it's just very, very different. You know, the brisket looked like Arby's. Honestly, it was kind of shaved, you know.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with it, just no comparison. To me, I'm thinking, like, why in the world would you go to painstaking trouble of coming up with a great formulation for something, smoking it all those hours, and then put it on a slicer and shave it, you know, ribbon thin? It makes no sense. But, you know, I'm not dogging them on it. It's just kind of different, you know.
Every you know, this
regionally, right?
Regionally, but you know what's funny? What I've even noticed is sometimes it's even citywide now. I mean, like I can go to like one city in Fort Worth and get something different than I can get.
Right.
It's just geographically, barbecue's geographical.
Right.
But Texas barbecue as a whole, but that's why it's so popular now. Now they're doing Texas barbecue in New York.
It's exactly right.
In California.
That's exactly right.
In Miami, and all those places.
Yeah, that's their version.
So what does that tell you?
Exactly. I think we're doing something right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
And everybody and you're shipping everywhere. Come on now.
Yeah.
You're not shipping it because they're throwing it in the trash can.
No, that's exactly right. You know, and so people want it. You know, they want to do their own. There's a lot of do-it-yourselfers, obviously, and so the beauty of it is that they'll get you know, the brisket rub to do it on their own. They'll call and ask for it, and so it's kind of cool, man. You know. I think Hector wants to see if you know how to cut, man. I'm just kidding.
Oh, it's awesome. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
This is fantastic.
Yeah, man.
Here, Hector, let me give you that. Don't throw it away because I'm going to eat it later. Yeah.
Check it out.
This is awesome.
I don't know that anybody's done this on live. We're cutting live, man. So anyway.
Let's have some of that. Let's scoot some of those spices over here so you can move that board over a little bit. It's awesome. Let me have those 2 spices right there. And we'll center this up a little bit on the table. There we go. Ron, give us that top camera. There we go. Look at that.
All right, man. So this.
Wow. Look at that.
This is the pepper tenderloin.
Awesome.
So
pull that microphone a little bit to you.
Absolutely, yeah. So obviously we cooked this early when we got here and sat in that Canberra a little bit, so I lost a little bit of the rareness.
No, it looks fantastic.
But it's good, man.
It looks fantastic. Oh my gosh. Look at the size. You see these beef ribs? Oh my Lord.
Yeah. So that's the beauty of it. You know, we always tell people, it's like, you only know a true barbecue joint if they do a beef rib, right? I mean, you think about it. Only the true Texas barbecue joints are doing beef ribs. So people may say, oh, I've got a barrel pit. You know, you guys have got the little easy bake oven. I'm like, yeah, it's cool, but you don't do beef ribs, bud. You know what I mean? So until you start doing beef ribs,
look at this. How much does this weigh, you think?
So this is about 3 pounds.
3 pounds for that. So it's about a pound each.
Yep. Here's the beauty.
So this is going to be awesome. Look at that. Look at that right there. Yeah, it's okay. You got to do it until you can get down. Look how thick that thing is. Look at that. Look at that. I could hit somebody over the head with this right now.
I'm telling you, man.
Look at that. Wow.
Yep.
That just looks phenomenal.
Thank you, man.
And look at this is just, the big thing for me is I love beef ribs.
Yep.
And you can't. The thing is, you can either do a beef rib right, or you can't eat it. There's no in between on a beef rib. Right. And God, they're just so delicious. And when you get those people like people who don't know, like my social media's gotten a lot bigger.
Yep.
And I have people, I look at it weekly. I'm talking from different parts of the country, Europe, and they see something like this. They're like, "What is that? A dinosaur?" They always say, "Is that a dinosaur meat or something?"
Right.
Because they don't know.
Right.
Unless you're honed in close to Texas barbecue, you don't know what that is. It just looks massive.
Right. So and I've read some stuff on it. The biggest thing that I've seen when people want to complain about them, it's buyer's remorse, man.
Yeah.
Because because they'll look at it and they're like, "Damn, I can't believe I just spent $28, $25." I'm like, so did I.
Yeah.
From a food cost standpoint, it wasn't cheap to buy it to cook it for you either, man. So the people that are true lovers of it, they have no problem buying quality, buying the best, right, and enjoying it. I'm like, for today we eat like kings. I mean, what a better statement than when you eat a big beef rib like that. That's
you
delicious.
only live once, baby.
That's exactly right.
That's it.
And so the cool thing about it, is that the people that do enjoy it, they're like going, "Oh my God, this is so good. I've had them all over Texas. Yours are the best." And so we'll have people at Christmas time that'll order 4 or 5 racks, for the whole family.
Yeah.
And they go, "Yeah, what we do, man, is if everybody's over, we'll slide it right off the bone. We'll get your little sliders," and so everybody's eating a slider. The people that don't like them, they're like going, "They're so greasy, so fatty." I'm like,
that's
aren't
the flavor,
they good?
baby. That's
I'm
the
like,
flavor.
Do you know how long it would take? Why don't y'all trim them? I was like, what in the world's wrong with you, man? It's not stew meat. I mean, what are you talking about? So it's crazy.
But that's a lot that a lot of people watch the Cooking Network, and they don't. The Cooking Network doesn't really do a lot of Texas barbecue.
No, they don't.
So it's
they don't.
So okay, before we get out of here, Andy, tell everybody how to get your social media. What's your social media handles?
So we're at Meet You Anywhere Barbecue.
That's MEAT.
MEAT. The letter U represents you anywhere barbecue. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and come see us. So here's the deal. Especially with all the distancing, our Trophy Club location at 91 Trophy Club Drive, perfect for those settings because I've got 7,100 square feet. We've got banquet space in the back. You know, we've had some groups that are like taking advantage of that space. I have the Vietnam veterans that meet there once a month. They finally started meeting again. It gives them enough space to be able to do that.
Cool.
But yeah, it's been an amazing blessing. I appreciate you having us.
Yes, sir.
I enjoy your show, and I just ask everybody to give
Support local.
Support local. Help everybody out in the community. You know, let's get through this together, and you know, don't be so self-righteous, man. Help us out, you know, and if we do something that's short of your expectations, let us know so we can fix it right away. Right?
TreysChowdown.com. We'll be here next week, same time, same bat channel. Meet you anywhere, Grapevine, Trophy Club. Go see you in the day.
Appreciate y'all.
Hi, I'm Trey Chapman, publisher of TreysChowdown.com. I'm passionate about finding the best food, drinks, and chefs and sharing it all with you. I should know I have over 5 decades of food experience. Find me on any podcast platform, Facebook Live, or just Google me. Now you can watch and listen to all my great finds every week on my live TV and radio podcast at Trey's Chowdown Live.